again, I said this is recorded live on Spot Show live stream. So if you're just watching this portion of it, check out the replay of Spot Show live stream and join me next Thursday for Spot Show live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. So yes, 3 hour special, 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour Collision. Let's go. Let me find my notes here. If my mouse will cooperate. And it did take place at the North Charleston Coliseum and North Charleston, South Carolina. I got, man, probably missed it away. I probably could have went to that show. I'm not. If anybody in the chat, uh, how far is Charleston from, or anybody watching this, uh, the recap? Let me know how far is Columbia to North Charleston. I think it's pretty far, ain't it? It's back on the coast. Okay, I probably wouldn't have made it that one. But anyway, that's where it took place at. And it did begin with uh, Tony Schiavone coming out, brought out Sting. They had some choice words for for Ted Turner. Giving him his flowers and talking about how he was loyal to professional wrestling when he owned it. Yeah, they took a little stab, and kind of gave Tony Khan his flowers too. Talking about there's only two billionaires who actually loved wrestling. That was Tony Khan and Ted Turner. Um. Anyway, I guess they had to go there, but uh, to each his own. I kind of thought it was funny that Sting kept on calling Ted Turner Big Ted. Not sure what that was about, but um, I don't know. Sometimes it seems like some of the things he was saying was true, but sometimes when they especially Tony Schiavone there and everything else, it's like, and a lot of things in AEW, it doesn't come off as authentic to me. But they did. I thought it was a nice tribute, and yes, um, of course, I forgot to mention when Time Warner, who's owned by WB, Warner Brothers Discovery, kicked him off the air for a lot of, pretty much caused the downfall of WCW, but they did bring it back, brought back professional wrestling in the form of AEW. But yeah, so they talked about that, gave him his flowers, gave him a nice 10 belt salute as well. First match of the night was a AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match. Juice Robinson went against the champion John Moxley. Pretty good, pretty snug matchup here. Gosh, I wish they was still pushing him with the guns and of course Jack White. He's not Jack White. What's his name? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Um, he's out, and it's like not sure if he's ever come back. I ain't heard anybody mention his name, um, but yeah, kind of wish they were still pushing like they were before. But and people seem to like Juice. Went a whole lot of crowd reaction on this one, but it was John Moxley winning with a rear naked choke. So poor Juice Robinson does not get a AEW title shot. Next up, we had a double Jeopardy match. It was Tex Harwood, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, going up against Orange Cassidy, 1/3 of the AEW Trios Champions. Basically, whoever wins here, they get their partners together and go after each other's championship. Solid stuff here in this match. Can't really complain about this one. There's not a whole lot of dumb shit going on. Not in my eyes, anyway. Like I said, solid match. Cassidy did a good job selling the fact that his hand could be injured from when he hit the post, trying to hit I think he was trying to hit Stokely at the time, and they moved out of the way. He couldn't capitalize on the orange punch and only got a 2 count for that. Dax went for the cross armbar, but Cassie would counter and wiggle out of it. Uh, Goes into a roll up for the win. 1, 2, 3. So Orange Cassidy wins. That means the conglomeration will get a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championship, which there's 3 of them. How they do it, it's only going to be 2 of the 3. Will it be Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong going against who the champions are when they face them, or will it be Orange Cassidy and one of those guys going after FTR or whoever the champion shall be once they get their championship shot? Chris Jericho, he was in the back talking to Renee. Said, you know what? I want to take this microphone, go to the ring, because I want a one-on-one chat with Ricochet. He goes to the ring, calls him out. Ricochet does come out, but he comes out with a Gates of Agony, challenged Chris Jericho to a stadium stampede. Chris Jericho said, yeah, sure, let's go. And if I can't find 4 other partners, I'll just take you all by myself. That's when he punched Ricochet and actually was going after the Gates of Agony. Had things going this way till the numbers caught up to him. The man started putting a whooping on Chris Jericho, and that was until the Hurt Syndicate did come out and make the save. So glad to see Hurt Syndicate there. They need to do more with them, especially right now. That, like I said the other week, looks like they were getting some good ratings. The ratings was kind of going on the going north instead of going south. So that's when you gotta have your superstars front center and good storylines ready to go. But you know late on the program you did see you got Swerve Strickland now going after Bandito, the Ring of Honor World Champion. Like, okay, you can't find something else for him to do. But anyway, I digress about that too. We had an AEW International Championship match here. Um, it was the champion Kazuchika Okada going against the bounty hunter Brian Keith, supporting a new hairdo here. Uh, this was another match. It was good, but was given way too much and went way too long. Nothing against Brian Keith, but he's not up there as far as stars. So this one shouldn't even gone through a commercial break, in my opinion. Definitely, definitely not given 50% or more of the match. Should have been somewhat dominated by Kazuchika Okada, but it is what it is. Nevertheless, though, Okada did win using the Rainmaker. Ladies tag team match action here. Holly Cameron and Mina Shikawa went up against Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. Uh, like a lot of the women's matches, very slow pace, not so fluid. Nothing crazy though, but this not as fluid as sometimes other company women's wrestlers are at times. There was another miscue again on Sheeta's part this week. Statlander didn't seem too happy about it, but Statlander did come in as Holly Cameron was looking to do her version, the Crossroads, on Sheeta, but uh, Chris Statlander gave her the big boot. Sheeta took advantage of it and hit the Falcon Arrow for the win. Again, even though her ran a race, Statlander did not seem too pleased about the miscue. They just put Chris Statlander in so many. The girl was over until they turned her heel. Then, it, it, to me, it kind of not really killed her, but it was kind of hard to take her seriously after two straight pay-per-view losses to Mercedes Moné. The last one is where Mercedes Moné kind of controlled a big portion of that match. So then she finally did win the title, and it was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But unfortunately, it's one of those. Uh, even though she is the star there, somewhat, let her kind of chill somewhere for 3 months. They not like they don't ever do that anyway. Then kind of rebuild her up slowly. Probably that will probably do her some good. But anyway, that's my opinion on that. And in the main event, of course, it was for the AEW World Championship. It was Kevin the Jet Knight, the current TNT champion, going against the world champion Darby Allin. Decent little match here. A lot of high risk stuff. There was even a spot where Darby got thrown from the top rope to the floor, and not good, not good for the hips. Then Kevin Knight did a uh, springboard lariat from the ring to the table. Looked like he let that leg might have hit something, might have been Charlie Horse or something like that. But he did a good job selling the leg. In the end, it was Darby Allin hit Kevin Knight with the coffin drop while he was staying on the ropes. Then when he bounced off, Darby Allin hit another coffin drop for the 1-2-3 victory. Sting came out again, raised both of their hands. They shook hands. Good sportsmanship and all that good stuff. And that's when MJF made an appearance. He came in and said, "Look, Darby, nobody wants to see his champion no more. So why don't you just give that title back to me or give him my rematch?" And of course, Darby said no, and MJF's like, "All right," or Darby did say, "Look, I'll give you a shot, but you don't have to put up something." And he was like, MJF's like, how about my Battle Bowl ring?" And Darby said no to that. Uh, MJF said, "Put up, the scarf." Of course, Darby said no to that. Kind of weird, but MJF said, "Hey, what about $1 million?" And Darby said no to that. He said, "No, I want you to put up the one thing you care about more than anything in this world, that you go to Turkey to get it, sewn in and all that good stuff." And he was talking about MJF's hair. So it looks like we might have a hair versus world title match coming up. I imagine Double or Nothing. Okada did come in the ring. He did say after his match against Brian Keith that he wants a shot at the AEW World Champion. Okada did appear in the ring again after the exchange between Darby Allin and MJF. Say, "I want to shot the belt." Darby said, "Okay, you're on, bitch." Uh, so next week it will be Kazuchika Okada against Darby Allin for the AEW World Championship. Of course, they did have their collision after that. Speedball Mike Bailey defeated AR Fox. Jamie Hayter defeated Sky Blue. Roosh defeated Matty Lowe. Had a very short match there. And in the main event of that one, it was the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, with the Bang Bang Gang, Austin and Colton Gunn, with Ace Austin, defeating the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, who was teaming with the Dogs, David Finlay, and Clark Connors. And that does it for this week's AEW Dynamite recap. You folks have a good one. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.